Behind me is our 2022 Tesla Model X, and today we're going to take it to Tesla. It is squeaking nonstop. It makes rattling noises. Feel scared to drive based on the noises. You think something is about to fall apart. I booked an appointment, but here's the problem. The car is still considered to be under warranty, which is 80,000 kilometers or 4 years. And now Tesla is actually wanting to charge us a diagnosis fee to even be looked at. And I had to fight with them with messages, say that my car is still under warranty and it should be still diagnosed for free because this is not normal. They said those are only covered for 1 year date of purchase. It's a goodwill that they do based on because they wanted to. Otherwise, they're not covered for the noises. So that they will have a technician to come on the drive with me to prove them that this is not normal. Because when they went ahead and sent me the warranty, it says that normal noises are not covered. And in this case, I don't know how is this considered a normal noise. I sent them this video, and they came back with a diagnosis fee and I think over $60 just for a test drive. I'll show you also how you can demonstrate the noise. If I go to the passenger side of the Model X and I just give it a little shake, so that's the noise that it's constantly happening. It seems like it's coming out from the passenger side. I think it's somewhere in the lower. So I'll have to drive to the Tesla service center, get a technician with me. We're gonna go show him it. And if he finds that the issue is an issue, it's not a normal noise, then they will actually waive the diagnosis fee. So let's get to Tesla, go for the drive. I'm probably not gonna film that. And we're just gonna see how this whole thing plays out. Right now I'm facing over $200 just for a diagnosis fee. And they were constantly telling me to approve it for the appointment. And I said, look at the above texts. I'm not accepting anything because once I accept it, then I'm technically obligated to pay. And I do want to add one thing. This is pretty important because I took this car a couple times to Tesla during the other visits, and I mentioned that when the car is stopped and I'm turning the wheel, it is making a whole bunch of creaking noises, stuff like that, from the front. And they always went back to me and said that the car is too heavy, and that is the main reason why it's making those creaking sounds, because you're trying to move tires while not spinning in a way, like when you're turning your wheel before reversing or something. It was making creaking noises all the time. And so I think now the creaking noises turned during the drive. Here's the thing. The Model Y is not making that noise. The Model 3 is not making that noise. And it was just this car since day one. So maybe it had an issue with the suspension from the beginning. I'm not sure, but I've even gotten into the loaner cars and I don't think they were making those noises when the car was stopped. So let's get to Tesla now. And you see here, we got 79,231 kilometers. Once I arrived here, it shows open your Tesla app, follow the instructions, start your service appointment. Just dropped it off. I did get a loaner Model 3, which is supposed to be blue. I did want to mention though, I did have to accept the estimate. The technician did drive with me. He was the one driving and he heard it, but he said most likely it will be waived, but I have to accept it before they could even do it. But other than that, let's just get in the car, which is probably this one. Yep, blue Model 3. Still appreciate having a loaner car. However, the problem with it is majority of the time they're not the best clean shape, if that makes sense. My profile is already synced in. It's probably from the Model 3 2024, like the refresh one. Got a crack there. There's all that kind of information. It's always a good idea to actually walk around the vehicle before you even take any rental car or like a loaner car. Maybe just take a quick picture of like the wheels. Maybe they might be curved or whatever. Just do like a quick walk around. Look at the roof, because this glass is pretty expensive. But just kind of give a little view like this. Just a quick view. So anything certain the camera picks up. Demo drive today. See the curb, the wheels and stuff. But anyway, I've never really had issues when it came to Tesla. When I took a loaner car from them, they never bothered me. So let's hope it stays that way. Not that I damaged their vehicle, but still. So I've got everything in here. I've got like my Apple Music profile. This is a cool part about Tesla, guys. Once you have a Tesla, you take it in for service, the loaner car gets all the info you need transferred to the loaner car, which is just awesome. I'm sitting in the same position except that mirror right there. All right, guys, so it is May 1st, and I just got a message from Tesla that the vehicle is ready for pickup. However, they had to order some parts that were not in stock, and they don't really know when the parts will get here. But like, they did replace some things, and we're gonna take a look at that real quick. But when that parts come, then they will just basically let me know, and then I can take it for them to really replace those ones as well. So looking right over here, guys, this is what we got right here. So this is the invoice. If you look here, I took the car in on the April 29th, and then they promised to give the car back on the May 2nd. Earlier, when I did do the drop off, it was supposed to be on the 30th of April, but then it got delayed because they figured out there was quite a bit of issues. So you can see here, customer state suspension noise, what location is the noise coming from, things like that. Technician inspected and confirmed noise from the front suspension during a road test and on uneven ground at low speeds. Excessive play was found in the front upper control arms and front lower after links, necessitating the replacement. The front upper control arm and front lower after links were replaced, followed by a wheel alignment. A post-repair validation test drive confirmed the noise was resolved and the vehicle drives straight without pulling. And you can see right here, it is a $0 and it was covered under warranty. Parts are placed. This is kind of the parts right here. Got the nut, front upper control arm, assembly right, front upper control arm, assembly left. Again, looks like a nut there. Parts are placed or added. Cam washers, cam SAMs, front after link assembly, looks like a nut there. Check tire pressure. The front tire pressure was found to be below the recommended pressure during a courtesy service check. So that's free there. Customer requesting quote for front left hand fender garnish. So this right over here, guys, is basically the right over here. It actually kind of broke off because when you're driving, snow builds up and stuff on this fender flares, and then I guess the tire and stuff like got it to broke. Maybe when it iced up in the winter, I'm not sure. I asked them to just put it in the car and I can do the work myself, and that there will cost me $95 plus tax. I did ask them initially to tell me how much it will cost with the labor, and the labor I think was $35 plus tax. And you can see here the total is $99.75 including tax, and this is just because I asked them to include this over here, which was not covered under warranty. But I personally don't think that's like a big of a deal because it is just a plastic piece, and you can't really control the weather. I don't mind paying that. The suspension and everything like that will be covered under warranty, as you guys could see. I also asked them about the 80,000 kilometer warranty because when the next parts come, I think the car will have over 80,000 kilometers, which means it will not be covered under warranty. Then they end up replying to me that the parts will still be covered under the warranty because they did do the paperwork now. So I'll have to take the car in even after warranty, and it will still be covered under warranty because it happened now, which is pretty cool. I also ended up asking in regards to the estimate for diagnosis and stuff like that, because as you could see, there's no such thing over there to pay because it was covered under warranty. But what the Tesla technician told me is they said that usually some people actually bring their car that they hit something or they crashed it in a way or something like that, and so you just accept it, but they don't really charge the estimate because once they figure it out, it's covered under warranty. It is a warranty part, it's a defect, then it will be waived. But when it comes to just looking at it, many people might just really hit a curb really hard or damage the vehicle. Then they'll take it to Tesla, and then Tesla wastes time for something that wasn't even warranty related. So I guess that's how they explained it to me. So that's basically it. Let's go ahead and grab the blue Model 3 for my wife's because she's driving right now, and then we're gonna go get the Model X. Dropped off the Model 3 to my wife. Now we're just gonna go over there to the Model 3. Right off the bat, I feel like how it's like a hot day today, and I don't have any cooling seats on the older Model 3. Cooling seats are nice for sure. And here we are at Tesla. Gonna just quickly get out of the car, just walk around it. You could go detailed, but I mean, I've never had issues with Tesla when it comes to returning a loaner vehicle. And of course the windshield was like that. And here's the Model X, guys. If we look in the back of the car, I did finish the drop off for the loaner car, but You see here, I've got the fender flare right here. Cost me like 99 bucks, but it is way better than this right here. So as you can see here, it basically broke off, and I just noticed that the fender flare is part of this, looks like, as well. And so this right here is the old fender flare. Looks like I gotta take this parking sensors out and then just replace it with the new one, and now the car will look better, because every time I see this, I just don't like it. And that's no big deal, most people probably would not change it, but it does not look good. And so I don't like it how it's broken, and maybe down the road next winter, maybe snow builds up further and it causes further damage. I don't know. So it's better to fix this before that happens. This is kind of what the car looks like. They did do like the wheel alignment. There's like a paperwork there, but yeah, we're not sure which parts that they're gonna bring when it comes to that, but it looks like the upper control arms are brand new, as you can see. Looks nice. Maybe even the lower ones. Again, I'm not sure which parts they have to replace. That definitely looks brand new, so that looks new again. And also this one is replaced, the top one, and it said something about the rear one as well. So the rear one, I'm not exactly sure which one it would be, but let's get in and get home, get the fender flare changed, and then see this one thing. I'll just type in the pin. So there is gravel here. It is not making a noise when I'm stopped, but that's because there's gravel underneath it. One more thing I ended up mentioning to them is actually this plastic piece right here. I don't know how this broke, but this definitely has broken off. There's no impact or anything, so the advisor ended up taking a photo. So we'll see how that would be, because it kind of looks ugly. Here's the alignment paperwork. Feels like a new car. And here we are in the garage. I actually brought the all-season tires right here to replace them and do tire rotation. Got the fender well plastic right there. So rear wheels chalked off, and I'm gonna be using this safe jack Tesla jack in a way. It's a jack stand, which this is for a Mercedes, and this here is for a Tesla. So you kind of put it here, and then you put this in the toe jack, and you can raise it. But before you do that, you need to go over here, go into the settings, and then from here on you go service, and then right underneath here you find jack mode, and then click that into place. Also turn on the parking brake, just like that. Now find the jack point, which is like this rubber right here on the Model X. See that 3 holes there? I'll just put it in the middle one, and then I can raise the car. Now I have it in the jack point, so we'll just raise it. Now we get these feet, and then we just put them in here. Just like that. Get the other one, put it in. Then we grab these pins, 4 of them, just like this, and now we can lower the jack slowly. There we go, nice and secure. Now we'll take this and we go to the other side and then raise it on the other side as well. Passenger side up, you can see I can easily move the toe jack because they're on the jack stands. But just for extra protection, I do like to put the jack right under and just tie it up as a touch, just for extra protection. You could put the tire underneath as well, just like that. Now, since I have the wheel removed, this definitely looks brand new. That one right there looks brand new. Looking from here, definitely new. Now I'm gonna have to take this out, this fender flare. It's kind of how broken it is, and then replace it with the new one. Gotta make sure we don't damage the parking sensor here. So here is the garnish removed. As you guys can see, this ended up breaking right there. And also from there, I had to take this red pin out, like just push it to the right, and then it was able to disconnect from the sensor, which I got right there. And then right here, it looks like part of the garnish that's in the bumper that I have to still take out. And then of course, this mud flap rubbery thing as well. So I have to get those out. And I haven't been too careful with the sensor area because I am gonna replace it with a new one, but you basically have to unbend these and then take the sensor out. I'm gonna clear up the sensor as well. You got like this rubber piece here on the front there that goes inside the garnish right there, this rubber piece. And then I'll get this cleaned up as well before we put it back in. Ended up taking this plastic pin off from the fender well here. And then there's like 2 bolts over here. One right there and then one over there that I need to untie before I can replace this. Ended up taking this plastic piece out, which actually gave me a lot more space and easier to untie this bolt. It just fell as soon as I took off the last bolt. And now we're gonna clean the sensor, clean this, get it all ready to re-put the new one. Oh, gotta take this off too. And there's the front driver's side garnish all replaced. Looks brand new. And then when I go back here to the rear, I actually can't seem to find what they ended up replacing back here. If you guys can figure it out, let me know in the comments below. But looking there and then going back here, this is kind of what it looks like. I can't really seem to see anything that looks brand new under here. It's been a couple days. We've been driving the Model X, and so far all the noises are gone. Got the all-season tires on the car right now, and as you guys can see, replacing the garnish turned out great. The car looks amazing. I'll wait for Tesla to rebook the appointment for the rear parts, it looks like. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.